Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for March 11th. In 1827, a constitution for the state of Coahuila y Tejas was adopted, with the District of Bexar, or Texas, as one of 3 departments, and the state capital in Saltillo. Catholicism was the official religion, laws would be published only in Spanish, and slavery was forbidden. Texas was allocated 2 of the 12 deputies, and the governor and vice governor were to be elected by popular vote. Because of subsequent objections, the Convention of 1833 proposed a new constitution giving Texas statehood separate from Coahuila, but that never materialized. In 1836, General Sam Houston arrived at the volunteer camp on the Guadalupe River near Gonzales. He found 374 men in 4 groups led by Edward Burleson, Alexander Somervell, James C. Neal, and Sidney Sherman, who had volunteers from Kentucky and Ohio. Only 50 men had mounts, some had no weapons, others had little or no ammunition, and provisions were poor. After reading aloud the Declaration of Independence in his own commission, Houston instructed Burleson to organize the men into battalions and companies and elect officers. That evening, 2 Mexicans reached Gonzales and reported that the Alamo had fallen on March 6th, and the entire garrison had been massacred. Houston believed the essence of the report, but sent a scouting company for confirmation. He sent another order to Colonel James W. Fannin at Goliad, telling him of the probable fate of the Alamo and ordering him to blow up his Goliad defenses and retire to Victoria, where their forces could mutually support each other. This same day at San Antonio, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna sent Susanna Dickinson and her infant daughter to Gonzales with a message for the citizenry to lay down their arms or share the fate of the Alamo defenders. In 1848, the Galveston and Red River Railway Company was chartered to build a railroad from Galveston Bay to the Red River. In 1856, it was reorganized as the Houston and Texas Central. It was considered the staunchest pioneer railway in Texas, as it had the wider 5-foot 6-inch gauge track. In 1875, the state started allowing standard gauge. By mid-1856, the rails reached 25 miles to Cypress City, thus connecting Houston to Galveston Bay at Victoria Point. In 1873, the rail line reached the Red River and connected with another railroad. In 1865, Union Major General Lew Wallace, at the behest of President Abraham Lincoln and General Ulysses S. Grant, met with Confederate Brigadier General James E. Slaughter at Port Isabel to offer Texas a separate peace proposal. Slaughter sent the proposal to his superior, General John G. Walker in Houston, who rejected it and rebuked Slaughter for sending it to him. Good for him. In 1884, Ben Thompson finally met his demise at the Vaudeville Theater in San Antonio. As a young man in Austin, Thompson killed 2 people and served 2 years in Huntsville, then later killed 3 more. Thompson's prowess with a gun was likely a factor in him getting the job of Austin City Marshal. In fact, during his 10 months in office, the city was rather quiet. In 1882, as Austin City Marshal, he killed Jack Pegleg Harris, the owner of the Vaudeville Theater in San Antonio, but was acquitted in a sensational trial. In March 1884, Thompson and his equally notorious friend John King Fisher returned to the Vaudeville Theater, where both were killed by Harris's partner, Joe Foster. A coroner's jury ruled that the killings were self-defense. In 1930, in the evening, Texas Our Texas was dedicated in the Texas House of Representatives. 3 renditions of the song were performed, one by members of the legislature, a second by vocalist Pearl Calhoun Davis, and the third by Austin's Wednesday Morning Music Club. Composer William J. Marsh and poetess Gladys Yoakum Wright shared the $1,000 prize for its composition. In 1923, Governor Pat M. Neff had declared that Texas needed a state song and offered a $1,000 prize from a private donor. The legislature and 2 more governors, as well as several committees, agonized over the selection. It was finally decided during Governor Dan Moody's term. And that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for March 11th. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow on the next one. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.